the focus that we all have right now on childhood
Yes.
obesity, what are some tips you have for starting right from the get-go, getting kids eating well and excited about healthy eating?
There's a number of things we can do starting at a young age to get our kids out on the healthy eating habit. Number one is realize that our kids' eating habits at a young age will be changing, Tracy's. And when they're young, particularly those preschooler levels, we know that they don't like bitter, they don't like salty, but they prefer sweet. So point number one is be careful not to make food too much of a huge issue because it could backfire and they'll develop an aversion to food and turn against you. Number two, the research is saying don't offer too much of the food that they don't like, but shrink the size. So you want to introduce broccoli and your kid refuses. What the research says is a dime size or quarter size portion of it is fine, just small. But you introduce the same shrunk size portion about 5 to 14 times because it takes that much time to develop a new taste for a new food. One of the things we may be doing wrong is just going, well, he hates that and never putting that in front of him again. Funny names, believe it or not, with preschoolers seem to work, meaning have the kids' imagination go to town. What do you want to call those? Broccoli trees? Oh, that's a great idea. Let's serve broccoli trees. He thinks it's funny, but what Cornell actually found is that not only is he more likely, not 100%, but more likely to try it, he's also more likely to try it the following day.
Hmm. And so if you offer the dime-sized portion, um, you know, I mean, how many times do you offer it before you take the rejection as meaning it truly is something they don't like?
Well, according to what the research is, if you need to give it to them at least 14 times for them to begin to like it. So usually it's in your favor unless it's a food that, you know, like an onion that most little kids are going to absolutely hate because of the taste and it's too potent. And only in a one bite size rule, meaning a small portion. All you have to do is just take a little bit of taste for it. And then give him the option that after a while, okay, he doesn't like it, but he tried it and we're moving ahead. What the research is saying is the big mistake we're doing is waiting too late to introduce some of those foods. So if we
Okay.
give our kids more options when they're younger, and don't make a big deal out of it, don't sweat the big stuff, just just think of the little teeny things along the way to make it more fun. What'll happen is your child will actually like food, be more likely to sit down and enjoy it. I'm actually here, I'm teaming up with Ragu. We're launching what's called Moms the Word on Dinner, which is an online community for moms to share all these tips that I just talked about when we can get together as a conversation and said, here's what works for me, here's what doesn't work for me, here's the challenges I'm having, have you tried this? It's from watching videos to taking polls to taking quizzes, dozens of fun things that you can do. So I, first of all, really encourage moms to share their stories. Go to facebook.com/ragu sauce. Not only can you share the stories and get tips, but you also have a chance to be featured in a People magazine ad, which could be really cool.
Okay. Are there any foods that are a guaranteed success with most little kids?
You know, well, anything that is unfortunately sweet, and the reason is because their taste buds like those things that are sweet, which is why you have to really avoid too many sweet items or make it be that dessert becoming really an eating stealer from a child. Uh, a lot of kids who are picky eaters have a real tough time also with food touching. So one of mothers are coming up with, I'd strongly recommend, is those dividers, plates that actually are plastic and dividers, because you won't get into the nagging portion of it. The carrots are touching my potatoes. And instead, it's just a little bit more enjoyable and takes one more issue down a little bit, Tracy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, fruit would be a good option then if you were looking for healthy things that are
Yes.
guaranteed winners.
Yes, fruit is far more of a healthy thing. The fascinating thing also they discovered is little kids in particular, when they get involved in the cooking process, meaning with fruits, what they seem to enjoy, preschool teacher and me would say, you can cut them up ahead of time, but they can also design their plate. So it's a funny face with a banana, or a funny face, he's got a cherry on the nose, and he's also more likely to try it. Try a little bit more of the involvement. What many moms are suggesting, it seems to be right on the mark, is when you get them a little apron, give them your old little wooden spoon and their own little 1 cup measuring cup. which is nothing more than $2 maximum, and just say, let's all get together and stir together, they also are more likely to try it.
Okay. Great. Well, I appreciate your time.
You are so welcome.